Hello, I'm here to talk to you today about your next assignment, which you will find under ACES under Blackboard. So if you go to our Blackboard page and you look under our classes, take a look under essay assignments, and then we're looking at number 3 today, technology and education. That's the research essay. With this essay, you can work with one partner. Okay, but if you do, you need to make sure that it's someone that you trust, because both of you will share the same grade no matter how much work the other person put into it. Okay, so once you notify me that you are sharing the paper, that means that you share the responsibility. So make sure it's someone you trust. If somebody doesn't do their part, then there's nothing I can do about that. So, I don't want to get involved with trying to straighten that out or hash it out. So you guys make sure that this is something that you want to do and that you trust the person that you're working with. All right, so this is a pretty long essay. It is 6 to 8 pages. You can see that down here, 6 to 8 pages. And that does not include your works cited page. This is a research essay, so it's a very difficult essay. It's challenging. It's definitely the most difficult out of all the things that you've done so far, but it's also very interesting, so I think you'll enjoy it. And so let's continue. Let's take a look at your options here. So you can work with a partner. We discussed that. This is an informative research paper about technology and education. Specifically, you'll be writing about how a teacher or instructor can use one of the websites below to teach a lesson or to teach a topic, an idea, a concept, something like that. You are simply informing the reader of your research and offering research credible suggestions for learning enhancement. Okay, so you can choose from one of these, just choose one of them, or you can elect to choose a different site that I haven't listed if you get approval first. You do have to have approval first. All right, so Google Earth is one. You need to explain to others why this or these websites will contribute to learning a particular topic or lesson in a particular subject, and you do need to be specific. You need to conduct 2 types of research, okay? So this isn't just online stuff. You need to have some background research. Doing background research, you want to look for research that's already been conducted on it, okay? And you're going to summarize and quote from this research. This could be research that indicates that students need help with a topic or a lesson, that they struggle with math or they struggle with algebra, let's say. Or this could be research that another person, a school, or organization has already conducted on your site. So, or it could be a combination of that. So maybe some institution has already done some research on using Pandora.com to help students learn about grouping music and genres and style. So that might be something that you could cite and quote if you're using Pandora.com. You want to use at least 3 different sources as background or contributing information for your topic. So you have to have at least 3 different sources that kind of explain what other people have found about this topic and or about this website and how it can be useful to your subject. I would recommend that you use the first topic or your first body paragraph to explain that there is a need, that students need help learning about a certain subject, and then use a couple of paragraphs to talk about what other people have found about using your websites to help meet that need. Okay, and that way you would have 3 different sources. All right, but you also have to do field research. Field research includes surveys, observations, or interviews. To do field research, you have to create a plan that will ensure you'll get the information you need and that will ensure that you get enough data to support your argument. What you need to do initially with field research is figure out what it is that you want to know. Do you want to know how many people would use it? Do you want to know if this really would work to help, if this website would really work to help them learn a specific topic? And if that's the case, then you probably need to do a survey. Or you could do observation where you put a student in a situation where he does use it and then find out what he found, what was positive and negative about that. And you would observe a couple of students doing that and summarize your findings. Or maybe you would interview a teacher and ask them how, if they've used that particular website before and how they've used it successfully or not, and what they would do and how it helped their students. So there are a variety of different ways that you can do field research, but field research means that you actually get in the field and you create the research yourself. Let's see. So you want to make sure that you always have a developed introduction. There should be a thesis statement that allows the reader to know what the essay is about. The thesis statement should be located in that first paragraph. There should not be an implied thesis. That means that there should be a very clear statement in that first paragraph that says, that such and such a website is very useful for teachers to teach a particular topic, whatever that topic is. Okay. Make sure that you have fully developed body paragraphs. Each body paragraph should have a topic sentence. Topic sentences should be the first sentence of the paragraph. Information in that paragraph should relate only to the topic sentence. Okay? Stay focused. Use at least one summary or example per paragraph. Follow in the order that the thesis statement suggests. No new information in your conclusion, so when you come to your conclusion, stay focused. Don't help the reader come to that same conclusion with you. And finally, I want to talk a little bit about revision. We haven't spent a lot of time talking about revision, but as we progress further and further in our assignments, revision becomes more and more important. Of course, your assignments become more challenging, but they also are worth more points. So you're building up skills, and so now it's time to kind of be held accountable for them, and they'll become more and more important as you come along. So some of the important things that we'll be taking a look at is your typos. Make sure you have very few or no typos. That means read your paper before you turn it in as your final draft. Your sentences should be complete and clearly understood, meaning that you should look at each sentence and make sure that it's a whole sentence. Does it have a subject and a verb in it? And of course, that's what this means as well. Avoid sentence fragments. Avoid slang. So when you're using words like so pretty and like this and very, very intense, and if you're using the word kids and things like that, make sure that you're avoiding those words and that you're actually using the words that you want. So the words so, like, very, those are words that we use in our oral language because we're an oral culture, but we also use our hands when we do that and our facial expressions, and that does not translate effectively into your writing. So do not use that when you go into your writing. Get rid of those things. Words like children are more effective than the word kids. Kids actually means baby goats, so let's use a word that you intend, that you mean. Don't use any contractions. Okay, so the contractions are don't, won't, can't, things like that, instead of do not, did not, could not, would not. So make sure you spell it out. Just say would not. Do not say don't. Make sure you have subject and verb agreement and no tense shifting. So if you're talking about something that's in present tense, make sure you remain in present tense. So if you're talking about how students can use a particular program to learn a particular skill, make sure that you keep that in present tense, because students can use this. It's not students could use this or students did use this, unless you're talking about research that already happened. So be aware of your tense and think about what it is that you're trying to say. For heaven's sakes, use the same tense in the same sentence, okay? Avoid passive voice. That means that take a look at your words, at the words is, are, was, and were, and limit those. Don't use them so much. Use better words, better vocabulary, better verbs. And I'm going to start taking a look at those, so I want you to be really aware of what you're doing. Check your punctuation. We have learned about fanboys and and how to use a comma if you have fanboys. I expect that everyone should know this by now. And if you don't, you need to come and find out how to do that, okay? There's no reason for you not to have your commas with your fanboys when it's appropriate. All right, so good luck. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, and I'll see you in World real soon.